Check my levels.
Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Side B Radio, who's this?
Yo, can I hear that new Tekashi joint?
Hey, yo, this is Bars Murre, and you're watching Side B TV with Phil Jackson.
And now, your feature presentation.
This guest I have up here now, we were just talking off the air, and I seen this brother grow right before my eyes with the music, the videos, the fashion, him being linked to legendary MCs, and now he's affiliated with Benny the Butcher, Black Soprano Family, which is super crazy. And he's right from our area, man, and right from Jersey, and he's been doing it from the muscle since day one. When I mean that this guy is a marketing genius, this guy is a freaking marketing genius, and he's going to talk about. I know we talked about it on the radio show, but we're gonna go more in depth with it. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm in awe of what he's accomplished, and I want to bring up my man Bars Murre. What's good, man?
What up, baby? How you?
Hey, look, man, everything's great, man. Look, man, congratulations on everything. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't know when I started my radio show that was like basic. I'm not going to say the infant stages of what you were doing, but that was actually the beginning. But before I started my radio show, I actually knew of you, which is the craziest thing. So just tell my audience where you're from, because I know where you're from, but like a lot of people might not know where you're from. But the one thing I do like about you, you rep Jersey, aka Burlington County, aka South Jersey, to the fullest. So tell the people where you're from, bro.
Bars Murre. I'm from Burlington, New Jersey. I grew up in Burlington Township and Burlington City, so I'm a real Burlington head. You know what I mean? Since the '80s, and everybody knew me growing up. I wasn't some like mystery motherfucker. Am I allowed to curse or no? Cursing or no?
No. We good.
Oh, curse. All right. Yeah, I wasn't some mystery. Like everybody already knew me growing up. I went to the public school and I went to the Catholic school. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no mystery who I was. So, yeah, I'm from Burlington. I've been all over Burlington County. I lived in damn near every single town. I knew the whole county by the time I was in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? We used to take the bus to every town to go mess with the girls, go to the dances, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I rep Burlington, New Jersey. I rep the whole county, but I'm a Burlington boy. You know what I mean? The actual town, the actual city.
Now, that's what's up. Now, how was it, just, growing up in Burlington County, just getting, a feel of hip hop? So, like, how was that whole feeling, like, while you were growing up, like, and what kind of music was in, the household? Because I always like to ask that question just to get a feeling of how, the hip hop journey started from the artist.
Well, it started in the 80s for me because my parents were starting, or we had a family business when I was growing up. We used to put in fences. It was called Harris Fence. And it started. My parents were always busy working 7 days a week, starting their own business. So I grew up a lot of time by myself in front of the television, watching MTV in the '80s, and when like Run DMC would be the only rap videos on. Like I
Mhm.
remember when they did Walk This Way when I was a little kid, like 6 years old. So I remember that. You know what I'm saying? And the Yo MTV Raps would be like the countdown on Saturday would be like my Saturday morning. It would be WWF wrestling and
Yep.
Yo MTV Raps, and then the Rap City countdown will come on like a couple hours later. You know what I'm saying? I think Yo MTV Raps was at 10. I think Rap City was at like 12. The countdowns on
Something like that.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So it started all the way back then to and then to my older brother. My older brother was 6 years older than me. So like his class trip in '89 in seventh grade at Brown Township, you go to you go to Baltimore Harbor, and they had the tape
Yep.
spot there. You know what I'm saying? They had a tape, and he brought back Biz Markie, Just a Friend cassette single, Eric B. and Rakim, Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em, and Big Daddy Kane, I Get the Job Done. Now we already hear it on the radio here and there, and we see it on MTV and Yo MTV Raps, but now it's in the crib, now it's in the house. You know what I'm saying? And that was the beginning. The tapes belonged to him, but we shared a bedroom back then. So this was before my parents had bread and shit. So
Mhm.
yeah, I grew up with those tapes, and then that was '89. I started buying my own tapes in '91. My first tape was the '91 Public Enemy tape. And I've been collecting ever since then. I was 9 years old in third grade in '91. That's when I got my first tape. But first, it was my older brother's tapes that he got on his seventh grade class trip. And then I was buying my own 2 years later. So it all started really in the late '80s. That's crazy because no one else was doing that. You know, rap was still
Word.
a subculture, let alone some little white kid that likes it this much. You know what I'm saying? So it was WWF wrestling, GI Joes, and rap, and Ninja Turtles
We're
and
gonna talk,
rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro. And to be honest, it all intertwines with it. The both cultures intertwine with each other, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But like, who were some of your influences?
facts.
Like, who were some of your favorites? Like growing up, because I know you just named, you got Public Enemy, Biz Markie, Big Daddy Kane. Your brother brought back those
Mhm.
tapes. But like, who were some of your favorites that
Mhm.
that you liked?
I mean, let's see. That year when I started buying my own tapes, Naughty by Nature dropped OPP that school year.
Yes.
Black Sheep dropped this or that. That came out that year. Crisscross Jump came out that year. Um, Early Nas, I bought Nas Illmatic in fifth grade, in
Okay.
'94, a couple years later. And early Nas, like the Illmatic tape, I liked his first two albums. I like Onyx Back the Fuck Up, Das Effects. You know what I'm saying? A lot of soundtracks were dope back then too.
Yes, they were.
Like the Deep Cover soundtrack was the Deep Covers soundtrack. That was my first CD. Before, I
Okay.
had cassettes before that, but that was my first CD. Was the Deep Covers. The Juice was my first.
Juice
The
was
Juice
crazy.
soundtrack was my first cassette,
Yeah.
and that was the same school year that I got my first PE tape. You know what I'm saying? See, I remember
Mhm.
all this shit. I mean, I sucked at school and all that shit, but I know some shit outside of school. Like I can remember all that shit like it was yesterday.
And you know what the crazy
You know
thing
what I'm
about it
saying? But
is?
yeah, like a lot of shit, a lot of the popular shit was dope back then. It ain't like now how the popular shit is whack. Like back then, the popular shit would be kind of dope. You know what I mean?
And you
We
know what
made
the
fun
crazy
of
thing?
Hammer, we made fun of Vanilla Ice, but
No, but
uh,
bro, let me tell you something. Did we make fun of it? Absolutely, we did. But guess what? Like going in hindsight, going back and looking at it now, it's like, yo, they
yup,
were really on to something, man. And to be honest, we didn't
yo, they were
appreciate it back
talented
then.
individuals, bro.
Right. We didn't appreciate it
Nah,
back then, but we
because we
sure
didn't
as
know
hell
how much it
appreciate it now.
took.
Say that again, bro.
Yeah, we didn't know how much it took.
Nah,
Because we didn't
man.
know what it took. And matter of fact, they're rapping like that while dancing at like a very high skill level. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hammer and Vanilla Ice could dance their asses off, and they're performing while doing that shit. You ain't seen a rapper dance and rap in fucking 30 years.
And let me tell you
You know
something,
what I'm
man.
saying? Longer than that, 40 years almost.
40 years, yeah. Let me tell
Like,
you something about Vanilla Ice real quick. I'm getting off subject a little bit, but let me tell you something. Like
uh,
we took him for granted for so long, man. Like he was really on to something, and now looking back, when I'm in my 50s now, I appreciate Vanilla Ice what he did for the culture. I appreciate Hammer what he did for the culture, because like you said, nobody can do that what he's doing right now. The only, like, of course you had like Kid and Play, Big Daddy Kane was dancing a little bit, but other than that, I know I'm missing some artists out there that they used to combine the dancing with the
Damn near
performances.
everybody up until like 90, 91.
That's true.
That's when it starts changing over. Even
No, you're
everybody
absolutely right, bro.
at least had a backup dancer. Even PE had dancers next to
Yeah.
him, dressed as soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
You were in the 5th grade buying hip hop.
I bought my first tape in 3rd grade in 91. My first tape in.
So like I said, you got the hip hop bug very early in life. So like, when did you start writing rhymes? Like, how old were you when you wrote your first rhyme?
I would write like my favorite rappers' rhymes, and just like write them in my notebook. But like, I didn't start writing rhymes to become a rapper till I started rapping. And I guess I could say I wrote my first rhyme in 2009, because that's when I did my first studio session. But I wasn't like rapping like that growing up, because it was the Vanilla Ice thing. You ain't want to be a white rapper after that, the way he got tortured. So I was like, I used to crack on white rappers. So even though I knew I was one inside, I wasn't gonna reveal that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I'm a Libra. I don't like haters. You know what I'm saying? But by the time I was 20, by the time 2009 came out, I had so many haters that didn't matter no more. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna really fuck them up now, because I can really do this shit, and they don't even know it." So,
so when you put out your first, like, was it like a local mixtape that you put out, or like a song that was local, circulating through the early? Go ahead.
It was local. I pressed like a 5,000 of "That's Why They Don't Like Me" was my first tape. It was hosted by Gilly the Kid. He hooked me up. He did it for me for free. I saw him at Batcave Studio one night. I had a studio in the same building. I asked him. He hooked me up. But it was local, but it was on the front page of that Piff, and it got mad streams. And I put 5,000 out of them in the street for free. And it had big names like Beanie Siegel and French Montana were on it. They're the only like probably famous dudes on it though. Monster Man was locally famous in Philly, rapping on it. There's a couple Camden rappers on it, but that other than just Beans and French were the big guys, and Gilly the Kid were the big guys.
Get up to the camera a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, we couldn't see you, bro. Yeah, there you go. No, it's all good, bro. See, that's the mystique for Bars Murre, man. That's why I like you, and we're gonna talk about the people that you're associated with in a little bit too, because that actually fits your style of hip hop, man. But so when you put out the mixtape, Gilly the Kid, shout out to Gilly, he's doing big things right now. He hosted it. You put it out. What was the reaction around town?
Some good, some bad. There's a lot of people that know my name but don't know me, and there's a lot of people younger than me that don't know hip hop like I do, so they don't even know it's dope. You know what I'm saying? They didn't grow up with the shit I grew up with. So a lot of people just a year or two younger than me didn't come into rap till the Bad Boy Rockefeller era, is when they started buying music and shit, DMX, stuff like that. So they wouldn't quite get it. They couldn't quite get the grimy beats and stuff like that. But I'd say it was a mixed reaction. And there wasn't white rappers weren't like as accepted as they are at this very moment. I'd say back in 2010 when I dropped that tape.
What happened? What happened? Let me see. I'm not going to stop. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, my phone rang, so I guess it cut me off.
Yeah, that's what normally happens. But I cut all that stuff off.
I said it was a mixed reaction.
Yeah. So some good, some bad. So like,
Yeah, I heard a lot of anybody that hated on me, I heard about it. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
I heard about it. So yeah, I say I had a lot of haters, but I also it was love too. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you only hear about the haters. You don't ever hear about the love. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I mean, I didn't know you was checking my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Side B Radio. I didn't even know you knew who I was. So you don't
I know
find out
you,
about
bro.
the love till later on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
But
so
I'd say
now
it was a
going
mixed reaction.
okay. So now going forward, so you got a mixed reaction. That's what you like. Actually, that's what you wanted. You
I
because
also
you because
prepared for that, and that's why I entitled the name that because I had a feeling it was going to be a mixed reaction. That's why I called it. That's why they don't like me. And it's because the tape was so dope, and so many people that listen to rap had bad taste at that time. That's why they don't like me. You got bad taste, motherfucker. Type shit.
so like so at that point when the mixtape dropped and you was getting that reaction, like so what was the next step? Like, did you want to get signed to a record deal, or you just wanted to stay independent? So like, what was going through Bars Murray mind at that point? Because
I
it's like,
was
hey,
like,
it's
I
it's
was
pick
just
it's
like,
picking up steam.
let me put out like the coolest shit possible
Mm-hmm.
to is where somebody will want to come help me. You know what I'm saying? We'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, he's got a consistent grind. I like what he's putting out. I like what he's saying. Let me sign him. Yeah, because I knew I
Okay.
couldn't do it myself. I knew it.
So was that like a kind of or you know what? Let me back up. Like, did people reach out to you like for deals?
Um, yeah, there was like phone calls here and there, but nothing I can say that was serious or could have materialized.
Hmm.
I did put out a album in 2013, only like 3 years into rapping on the actor Simon Rex, his record label Shoot to Kill Music. But
Hmm.
so I could say like, yeah, that did happen. Someone did come reach out and put me on a label, and it was in California where I got to travel. But it wasn't like a big thing. He's like an actor. He's not like a big hip hop name. So
Okay.
it kind of happened, but it kind of didn't happen. You know what I mean?
So you were doing everything, you're pressing up your own music, you were shooting your own videos, marketing and promotion, and like I said before, the iconic billboard. If anybody knows Burlington County, Burlington City, Route 130, um, you had this billboard which was so iconic, and you were probably one of the first artists that I actually seen do a billboard. That was back then. That was so quick. So like, take me through your mind. What made you come up with that promotion right there? Because that was huge, bro.
I mean, the main thing I remember the most about that was that I didn't have enough bread at that moment to press 5,000 mixtapes like I did on the previous mixtape.
Hmm.
Or my first two mixtapes, I should say, because that was the Chicken and Cake album, the Billboard. So I had two mixtapes
Yes.
before that, and I didn't have enough bread at that point because now I've been funding my rap career for like 2.5 years at this point, and this is expensive, and I ran out of bread. So I was like, the Billboard at the time was only 1,500 a month, and so I was like, you know what, I'll get more bang out of that than to spend 1,500 instead of have to spend like 5 bands on CDs. You know what I'm saying? So it was that. It was to shake things up a little bit, make the
Mhm.
haters pissed, and like that. And no one's done it since BMF, which is like 2005, in Big Meats and them in Atlanta when they did it. So
Yes.
it was that all that reasoning. Like people probably thought, oh, he's balling. He got a billboard. I literally bought that billboard because I was broke, and it was only
Mm.
1,500 a month, and I only wanted to get it for 1 month, but it stayed up for 6 months because no one bought it after me. They don't replace that billboard till someone buys that slot. So I got to
Mm.
sit up there for months for free because no one bought the slot.
So, do you think that actually helped put your name out there? Music sales, booking shows. Like, did that billboard
No,
actually help? It didn't help.
no, didn't do shit.
Really?
Didn't do shit for me locally. No. Because my next tape after that, I had to go all the way to Cali to deal with the Dead Nasty with Simon Rex, aka Dirt Nasty.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean? That's who saved me. and got me traveling and meeting like famous people and going to these crazy nightclubs and seeing shit that I never seen before. You know what I mean?
So, like, as an artist, you know, was that kind of like disappointing because you want to do it locally, like in your region,
Yeah,
in your state, and
absolutely.
you got Philadelphia right there, and
Mhm.
was Philly radio? Were they playing you at that point?
No, hell no.
Hmm.
Nah, nobody was coming to save me, bro. No, I wanted to do it locally. I wanted people to get behind me, but that wasn't happening. And I ain't gonna fight for somebody to get behind me. I know what I was doing was the dopest shit out. So you know what I mean? Nah, but
So so like so you're saying like the turn in your career is when you went out to California, and so when you went out there, like how were you perceived out there? Like was it more was it more support out there than it was back at home?
yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Because they don't have that local haterism, like that small town haterism. Like everybody wants to be a big fish in a small town. And I'm from the small town area. You know what I mean? But when you go out to LA, no one has that type of mentality. It's humongous. You're an ant. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Compared to who you are in South Jersey. So, yeah, it was all love out there. Plus, the people I was with were respected. And you know what I mean? And the people that took me in over there found me through The Alchemist, who's my favorite producer at the time,
Hmm.
probably still is, and probably the most respected producer in the game as of today. Live alive and still doing it. You know, if he's not top three, then I don't know
Yeah.
who
No,
is.
absolutely.
So that's how I got out there, was from him being a fan and showing his friends, and his friends hitting me up on YouTube. So it all, you know what I mean? It all worked out.
Do you still keep in contact with those guys from out on the West Coast?
Yeah, I sent Simon Rex the track that I just dropped, New Raw. I sent that the other day. He's like, yeah, this is what I've been waiting to hear.
Hmm.
So yeah, Alchemist. I don't talk on the phone with him, but I saw him at the Benny the Butcher show I opened up for in Vegas. I kicked it with him almost the whole night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
At that night, because he came with Bodie James, because Bodie James was the co-headliner.
Okay.
So yeah, he brought Alchemist out and shit. So we kicked it that night. We went to Floyd Mayweather's club after that. Um, yeah. So yeah, the Cali shit was dope, man. It definitely broadened my horizons
No, that's what's
for
up.
sure.
So, tell me, what are the advantages of being an independent artist? Because like everybody wants to get signed and everything, but what are some of the advantages of being independent?
You can do things on your timing. No one knows your life like you, and when you need to drop, or when you have something in the palm of your hands and you got to release it. So when you're on a label, you're on their time. You're on an office's time. They might have paperwork they got to do before they take your phone call or respond to your text. So it's not in the palm of your hands anymore. Well, it can be, but then you're going to piss them off. If you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying. So
Right.
it's a gift and a curse. It all depends on what you need at that time, or what they're offering, and if that's what you want to do with your career.
Now, you're moving and shaking around.
Oh, my bad.
Um, no, you're moving and shaking around. You're doing, shows now. You have videos out. Y'all on the West Coast now, and you're meeting influential people within the hip hop culture. Now, I just had on legendary MC Sugar Bear from out of Long Island, and he was talking about Kool Keith, and saying how how good of a friend he is, and how he still speaks to him this day. How did you, Bars Murre from Burlington County, New Jersey, link up with Kool Keith? Because I mean, I know the story, but like a lot of people might not know the story behind that. So, like, how did you link up with Kool Keith?
It was at a Combat Jack. Rest in peace to Combat Jack.
Mm,
It was at he had a barbecue in Brooklyn, and it was like he was throwing events at the time based off his podcast. And Kool Keith showed up late, and we were leaving at the same time, and then I needed him for a feature from an upcoming album, Black Tanita, that dropped in 2015. So this is probably like 2014. And we go to my man's studio, DJ J Ronan's crib, and then he did the feature for me, The Way It Works, and then we became friends that night, and then we would just like hop on anything together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then he eventually, put me on his album. He was on 2 of my albums. Then he brought me on tour with him, and my first big tour. And we've been friends ever since. We're a lot alike.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a lot alike. We're both Libras. Both of our names are Keith. My real name is Keith, and we're a lot alike. We're both like silly as hell and we're both childish. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're a lot alike, me and him.
That's the one thing I like about Kool Keith, because he came out in the 80s, ultramagnetic MCs, and compared to now, like he reinvented himself. Like, how was he as an artist and as a friend? Because his rhyme style is, I'm not saying that it's complex, but like when he spits, it's like, yo, what did he just say? I mean, like, he is truly a poet. So, like, how was it just being in the studio with Kool Keith?
I mean, you're with a legend. You're with a dude that did almost everything first.
Yeah.
And he's not like dudes now where dudes try to act cool. He's not acting cool. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes now either want to be tough. They want you to think they're tough. They want you to think they're gangster, or they want you to think they're a super dope rapper. How about you just be what you are, and then the public will decide if you're cool, if you're gangster, or if you're whatever you're portraying to be. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like rocking with the old heads, because in the 80s you couldn't be like that. You were who you were, and then you were accepted as what you were. You know what I'm saying? When shit got corny in the late 90s and 2000s, everybody's fronting like they're hard. You don't got to deal with that with Kool Keith. He don't even like people that act like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to be around no goofy shit, no bad energy. You know what I'm saying? Like old head shit that I'm like that now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in my 40s now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dog. Like, you just with a legend that's been on tour since the 80s. He's probably the only rapper that never stopped touring since the 80s.
Yes.
He always has a show booked. He's never not had a show booked. He never took a break. That's another thing that he did first. Never took a break. I mean, Rakim took breaks. Big Daddy Kane took breaks. You know what I'm saying? Keith never took a break, bro.
Did he give you some sound advice in this music career, how to move around?
Nah. Keith's like a live in the moment type of dude.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Keith's just always living in the moment. He'd be too late for shit to give anybody advice. You know what I mean? He's always on the run. He does whatever he wants when he wants to do it, and he don't give a shit how famous somebody is or what. That's Kool Keith. You know what I'm saying?
I guess he just leads by example.
Yeah, like people like like Beanie Sigel. I remember I was leaving the studio in South Philly one time, and I was like, Beans just saw me. Beans just came in from prison. He hadn't seen me since my first mixtape. And he was like, Bars, what up, what up? I was like, yo, I just did a joint with Kool Keith just now. He thought Kool Keith was in there. He was like, what? Kool Keith's in there right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people like Beanie Sigel, who people, kiss his shoes. That's who he looks up to. Like, damn, Kool Keith's in here right now. Let me get in there. Let me go meet him. You know what I mean? When I brought Kool Keith to Philly for a show for my Black Tanita album release party, he was the headliner, and PD Crack was recording next door. And PD Crack came over and he was like, what? Somebody that was the engineer or something was like, oh, Kool Keith's performing next door with Bars Murre. He's like, what, Kool Keith? He ended the session and came to the show. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you, like, cast respect to cool shit, man. Not some dude trying to act tough. Kool Keith don't act tough ever. And he'll whoop a motherfucker's ass. That's another thing people don't know about Keith. He's from, you know what I mean? He's from the Bronx 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a tough motherfucker too.
So, you were featured on his projects. He was featured on your project. So, is there any chance in the near future, or later on down the line, that we can get a Bars Murre Kool Keith collab album?
got to, bro. I'm glad you said that, dog. That might be my next fucking goal after I drop this shit, this new album with BSF. I gotta do a Kool Keith collab album because he'll bring my silliness out of me. Only if you
Yes.
know me personally, where you know I'm crazy like Kool Keith. I don't. Bars Murre, the rapper, you don't really hear. You hear it in the ad libs and some funny slick shit, but I'm a lot weirder and crazier than I show. And Keith brings that shit out of me. Look up my song with Kool Keith, So Flow. It was the beat
Yes.
that he made the beat and then like asked me to rap on. I'm like, I don't even like this shit. I'm like, you know what? You want me to rap on it, and I don't really feel like it. So I'm gonna just say with anything, it's my favorite verse I ever put out ever. So like it's a Kool
I
Keith
played it on
record.
my
I don't
show.
care how I sound. I was like, I don't care how I sound. I'm whispering in this shit damn near.
Yep.
And if you really could study verses like I was growing up, bro, that's a flawless verse, dog. That's a less is more. To me, less is more when it comes to rap. And that's the definition of less is more. And that verse, if you understand what I'm actually saying, then bro, that verse is crazy. And I would have never sent that verse to anybody else but Kool Keith, someone that would get it. And that's his favorite verse from me. When I sent him, he's like, bro, you killed that. He's like, you fucking killed. He never said that about any other verses I gave him besides that one. And that's when I first posted on Facebook, and Facebook's all local motherfuckers. People saying like, yo, you didn't really try. Oh, you got way better stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you
They
don't
didn't
even know
understand.
that's my best verse I ever put out. And you
They
don't
didn't
even know
understand
it.
the concept.
You don't even know it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you got bad taste in rap, motherfucker.
Yo, man, shout out to Kool Keith out there, man. He's a legend, man. Like, you're around good people. But I always like to ask artists this, especially veterans like yourself, the state of the culture of hip hop. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Would you change some things? Will you keep some things the
I'd
same?
say it's better now. I'd say it's better
Okay.
now than it was 15 years ago. Because I think less now you have to like it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Like, you know, rap barely sells anymore. Like,
Yes.
they don't take over the airwaves anymore. So now that gets rid of the fakers. You know what I'm saying? That gets rid of the fakers. It's like when everyone's in business. My dad used to say it with his fence company, like, you know, when times will get hard, like a recession hits, it gets rid of all the fakers, dudes that just started their fence company, the dudes that really can grind it out and last it and deal with the pain because that's what they really are. You know what I'm saying? That's who lasts. That's why I'm still here. I should have been about this rap game. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here because I'm really like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is you're seeing a moment right now where you're getting rid of the fakers. You know what I'm saying? No underground rappers are on tour like Griselda and all them that's putting out quality shit. Cats like that are still making a living. You know what I'm saying? It's the whack motherfuckers is almost out of here. And the internet's so revealing now. And them corny fans from back in the day are now almost 30 or 30-year-olds. Their brain grew up and they knew all that shit was whack. So now they're starting to understand the real shit. And that's why you see Mass Appeal dropping these albums like Clips and all them, and the Ghostface album that just Supreme Clientele. Stuff like that is getting spins and it's going viral again because people are now smartening up and realizing what good rap is. The young boys that had bad taste got better taste now, and the whack motherfuckers already revealed themselves and they ain't coming back. You know
How
what I'm
refreshing
saying?
is that when you see all the veteran MCs put out good quality music? They're not trying to fit in to what's going on right now. They're just being themselves. How does that make you feel as an artist?
It lets you know the future is bright. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the future's bright. They're not celebrating people trying to be fake gangsters now. Because now the internet will reveal that in 1 second. You know what I'm saying? You'll get revealed like that now. You can't even fake it no more. They'll find it. You can find dirt on anybody now. So it's not going to be cool to be a tough guy much longer unless you really are one. You know what I mean? But it's getting rid of a lot of the whack rap, bro. Like 2000, late 90s, 2000s rap. Oh my God, it was
Yeah, it was
so
hard.
tough. Like, you had to be so tough. Oh
You
my
had,
God.
yeah.
No art in it, all toughness.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like a group like De La Soul would have never been able to come out in the 2000s.
No.
You know, they're one of the
Absolutely
greatest
not.
groups ever. Like, super important. Wouldn't even had a shot in 2004.
No,
You
you're
know what I mean? It was
absolutely right.
ridiculous. But you see some whack, you see a motherfucker like Chingy or something, or Jibs, or there's so many whack rappers. You see dudes like that getting $1 million deals. It's like, come on. I'm like, did they do this on purpose or something? Like, did they try to destroy hip hop or something?
Yeah.
Like, who's giving these dudes this money? It's pathetic, dog.
Well, was there any point in your career that you just didn't want to do hip hop anymore? It's like, you know what? I don't even want to do this shit anymore.
There's been times where I had to take a break to get my life straight because this shit will
Okay.
swallow you. I never got no big money, no real big money deals out of this where I could relax and just, I can just be an artist now. I can pay my bills comfortably. Hell no, that shit never happened for me. I'm still grinding out this motherfucker. So yeah, man, like I don't even know. What was the question again?
That's why I like you, bro. That is why I like you.
I got ADD like a motherfucker, bro.
No, I was just saying,
I
like,
answered half that shit, but I forgot the whole question. I be telling the truth so much, I be forgetting what the fuck the question was because I'll just keep going.
Just like, just trying to give up, not give up, but just being like, you know what, I don't even want to do this rap shit anymore, and then. And you said like life gets in the way.
Life be life.
Right.
Life be life in. You don't always got bread for studio time, features, beats, travel, being at the club to mingle where these rappers are gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all part of the hustle. And you gotta have a bag to do that, bro, or you better have some very special friends. And then they don't exist where I'm from. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta take breaks to survive. I took breaks to survive. You know what I'm saying? Or else I would have been broke as shit. You know what I'm saying? My parents ain't giving me no money. They ain't sending me, oh, enjoy your rap career, buddy. We hope you make it. Like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? My parents like, you better get a fucking job. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what?
Yeah.
And that's a side question that I want to ask you. Like, what was the family support like? Like with your we told her, hey, I want to be in hip hop.
Not good at all. Not good at all. You're gonna get in trouble. You're fucking. Oh, I wish you knew how to play a guitar or something. You know, the rap game is violent. I remember my dad being like, my dad R.I.P. saying, "Man, I wish you knew how to play a guitar or play the drums or something." Like this is what I know, bro. I was born during a certain time period. I don't know how to play I can play the piano a little bit, but yeah, bro. I mean, the family support was not there.
Okay.
Not there. Not even a little bit. Towards the end of my dad's life, he started accepting me. He saw how much I was traveling and saw all the performances. He knew the money never came yet, but it's gonna come. And he saw my grind. Put it this way: when there was mad bands back in the day in his era, the 60s, when everyone had a band back then, if you was a band, you was moving around like I was moving around. You was a successful band. So I guess he put it in that perspective, like, yo, he's kind of doing his thing. He ain't asking us for shit, so I gotta respect it a little bit. You know what I mean? But before that, there was mad jokes. He used to call me Justin Bieber and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, look, it's Justin Bieber. Like the type of rap I'm doing is anything like Justin Bieber. But that's how much of a shit talker he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He'll just call me the wackest shit ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. There was no support, bro. There was zero support.
But you know what? Just doubling back. Just talking because I know, like, you rest in peace to your dad, man. Like, that's where you got your work ethic from. Just grinding it out, like you said. Back, when times was getting hard, you see how do you pull yourself up, and that's why I say, like, you're like your father. You're like your father's business. You're like, okay, I know this is hard. I'm gonna have to take a step back, but I'm not gonna forget it. But what brought you back, like, really, really into the game? Like, was it like, did you hear something on the radio? So, oh man, this shit is horrible. I'm way better than this guy. Like, so what made you get really back into it?
Around what time? Like recently, or because I took a couple breaks.
Let's just say the recent break.
Well, I kind of got a little bit of backing randomly when I met BSF, really, because now I got dudes that are popping around me that I got to keep up with, and I wanted to eventually get signed by them, because when I was opening for them, I wasn't signed by them for the first 3 and 4 years of our relationship, 3 years of our relationship. I wasn't signed to them. And so that was my goal. I was like, yo, these dudes, this is an offshoot of Griselda. That's the only shit really been getting respected right now. I respect it, and I'm a very picky hip hop head. This is my sound. This has always been my sound. I'm not some dudes copying them. This has been my sound since my first freestyle. So I'm like, this makes sense. I feel like my dad up in heaven, who never supported me, I think he's making this all happen because I met them on the last place I ever saw him was where I met BSF.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, this might, and it was like a year later. You know what I mean? My dad dropped me off at my crib in Miami and then just said bye, and then he died a couple of days later. Then I met them in Miami walking down that same street in the same exact spot. So I was like, yo, maybe this is my dad doing this. I got to just thug it out with them. No matter what happens with them, I got to thug it out because it ain't going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy. So I had to thug it out to get it to where it is now. You know what I'm saying? So
what was that initial, like, did you say, look, you know, this is all or nothing right here. I'm just going to go up to him and say, hey, look, such and such. How was that first encounter?
It was one of the A&Rs there. He was leaving the club when I was leaving the club, and we just brushed. He had a Buffalo Bills hat on, so we started talking about football, and I was all swagged out, fresh with jewelry on and shit. So he's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, since he had a Buffalo hat on and Griselda was so big, I'm like, I'm a rapper. I figured he would know and shit. And then he was like, "Well, what's your IG?" and followed me. And then the next, I walked to the crib from there. And I went to sleep. I woke up. The first thing you do, you check your phone when you wake up now.
Yep.
And I went on dude's profile that followed me from Buffalo, and I see he's one of Benny's managers. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, oh shit, So I sent him my video with Kool G Rap, Humana. I was like, if he's a Griselda fan, he'll know this shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? So I sent him that, and then he started hitting me with plays. You know what I'm saying? He started hitting me with plays, and I just knocked everything out the fucking park. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Oh, you could do this for us. You could do that. You could perform here. It might cost a little bit of money, though." I'm just like, you know what? I just got to thug this shit because I know what I possess. I know what I can do. They don't. So I had to thug that shit until I made it into something real. You know what I'm saying?
So how was that whole experience? Because like you were with them for a couple of years, and then actually, because I saw the video with a couple of Black soprano family members and all that. Like, you shot videos and did songs with them. So like, how was that feeling being affiliated and being a part of that? Because that's a growing movement right there.
Yeah. See, it wasn't too hard of a transition because I've done so much in my career before that, and I did it all myself. And I got with them. They're already touring, doing big shit that nobody else in the underground is doing. You know what I mean? Benny don't even have radio play, and we're selling out big venues and shit. So, but it didn't scare me too much because of me being on tour with Kool Keith before. A lot of these venues I did with Kool Keith before, like House of Blues and stuff like that. That shit would have had me shook in 2010, 2012.
Right.
That shit would have had me. I would have did it, but it would have had me shook. I did some big shows back then, but these joints are different, bro, and they're sold out and they're rowdy. And I was so in the game. I did so much of that. I was so seasoned at that point that it was the right time. You know what I'm saying? And nobody expected that out of me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know I was going to knock it out the park like I did. I shut it down every single night. I get a huge crowd reaction.
Not to cut you off. If you really want to keep it real, you were probably the most seasoned artist in that whole camp, with the exception of Benny the Butcher.
Facts. Yeah.
I mean, because like you said, you've been doing this for so many years, this, that, and the other. So when you did your first show with them and they saw you react, like, what was their reaction when they saw like how the crowd and everything and how you handled yourself, the stage presence and everything? So like, what was their first reaction when they saw that?
It wasn't. I didn't really know. It was other people telling me. Really, OT the Real told me one night. He's like, yo, when you go on stage, he's like, you can't see it because you're facing the crowd. He's like, everybody from backstage comes out and sits on the side of the stage and watches your whole shit. He's like, you're the only opener that anyone does that for. You know what I'm saying? And I would hear the whispers from like people saying like, yo, so and so said you killed her, or Benny heard that you killed that shit last night, or da-da-da. So you only hear the hate. You don't really hear or see the love until later on. So I figured out later on that they were fucking with me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But during that moment, it was rough, bro. I'm going on early, and I'm a really good performer. So me going on early kills me when only half the crowd gets to see it. Not everybody's there yet, and I'm putting on a fucking top tier performance. It fucking that shit bothers me because I care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this to be famous. I'm doing this because this is what I am. So I really care that people come see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm giving them what they're supposed to be seeing. You know?
So let me ask you a question. So when, because you already have an established fan base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you announce, hey, I'm with the BSF Black Soprano Family, aka Bunny the Butcher's crew, what was your fan base's reaction? Were they like, oh no, because like did they think that you were going to switch up your style or anything like that? So like what was your fan base's reaction when you said that you're down with them now?
I think they're just watching, and I think they're just still watching. There's no celebration yet. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to celebrate about. You know what I'm saying? I've never been viral. I never had my own tour before. So yeah, I think in this moment everyone's still wild and surprised I even made it this far.
Really?
Yeah, because bro, you understand, you're a seasoned hip hop head. Most people aren't. So you know what I'm saying? The real hip hop heads is 44 and up, 44 to 60.
Absolutely.
So cats younger than that, they don't know. They're learning this shit from me, I guess. You get it, but they don't. Like Kool Keith knows I'm dope, but some fucking kid that grew up on Ja Rule and Jay-Z don't. You know what I'm saying?
Understandable. Shout out to you and and all the Black Soprano family. Shout out to El Camino, man, because like he's really killing it right now. Jewelry store shootouts. I love the song, and I especially love the video. So like, how did you come up with that whole concept?
Well, the name of the album was already going to be called Jewelry Store Shootouts. And then with every single album I ever put out, whatever the name of that album is, there's always a song with the same title.
Gotcha.
You know, like Chicken and Cake had a song called Chicken and Cake. Black Tanita had a song called Black Tanita. So Jewelry Store Shootouts was already picked. It wasn't until I bought that beat, just because of how dope the beat was, and me just saying Jewelry Store Shootouts. I'm like, this is the one. I'm like, I got to make this song about the Jewelry Store Shootouts. I'm like, damn, that means I got to write a whole story. I'm like, usually I just write some fly shit talking bars, but now I got to make sense. So I'm like, yep, I got some work to do. So yeah, that's how that came about. But like the actual thought process behind Jewelry Store Shootouts is that the chaos that we're in now, with like these young kids are so brazen now, they'll commit a robbery anywhere.
Right.
Where like, man, them motherfuckers will pull out a gun while you're buying a chain inside the jewelry store on surveillance cameras. That's how desperate they are.
Right.
Type shit. And let me make a song about that. You know what I mean? Straight fly chaos. It's fly, but it's chaos, and it represents the times we're in right now. So it's all them things put together, and it's just that beat was just the perfect beat to say Jewelry Store Shootouts on. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough ass beat. It sounds like Colors or some shit.
Yeah,
Say Colors. And it sounds hard as shit, just repeating one word over and over. That's how I felt about Jewelry Store Shootouts. It was on some Cool G rap storytelling shit. You know what I mean? And that's how it all came about.
What jewelry store let you
crazy.
What jewelry store let you do that?
That's Marcus.
Market Street jeweler, like between 8th and 10th, right?
Yeah, Market Street Gold on Market Street in Philly. Yup. Yeah, I say it's like 10th or 11th. I never look at what street it is. It's like it's right around 10th.
Yeah, it's right on Market Street.
Yep. It's right around there.
So what?
Yeah, it's the
So
only jewelry store still left from
yes,
back in the day.
I remember that jewelry store back in the
It's the
80s
only
and
one
90s.
left.
Yes, it is. So like when you
Facts.
approach them, like did you already have a relationship with that jewelry store,
Oh
so it made it
yeah. I
easier?
told them
Okay.
I was gonna do it. Yeah. I wasn't just some stranger walking in there. Hell no. I know every fucking jeweler in Philly, dog. I know
Right.
every jeweler, but I definitely know. I've known them for 25 years. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So
Yeah,
that made it more
I was in the
easier.
jewelry game before I was a rapper. I was a
Mm,
in the jewelry, but way before I was a rapper.
no,
Yep.
that's what's up.
That used to be my
Now,
hobby and shit. I still sell jewelry to people locally. My phone's blowing up right now. That's why the interview gets cut off because my phone keeps blowing up because I'm trying to sell this diamond necklace right now. Everyone's calling me about it. You know what I'm
now,
saying?
you know
That's
what?
one of my side hustles. Is I'm literally a jeweler.
And that's my next question. Because you've seen it on Facebook, you've seen your clothes, the fashion, the collectibles. What made you at an early age say, you know what, I'm gonna keep all this stuff in mint condition, and and not even just like you didn't think about selling it back then, but just keeping it for keepsakes. So like, what made you do that? And what's your most prized possession that you have? It could be jewelry, it could be an action figure, or whatever. What is your most prized possession, and how did you
My
come
most
about like
prized
keeping all that stuff
possession.
good?
My most prized possession will be my Miss Elizabeth medallion, my gold and diamond medallion. Did you ever see that before?
Nah. Mm-mm.
I have a chain of Miss Elizabeth, like a Jesus piece, but it's Miss Elizabeth instead of Jesus.
Oh wow.
You never seen that shit?
You know
Oh,
what?
it's on my Instagram. You'll see.
I'm gonna go
Go
back
on
and
my
look.
Instagram page. It's on there. Yeah, I got a fucking bust down Miss Elizabeth piece, bro.
Wow.
That's my most prized possession. I got that made while I was on tour with Benny in LA. My jeweler's out in LA. Yeah, I got this crazy picture of Miss Elizabeth with all her jewelry on and shit. And I was like, yo, that's my next medallion. And I made it into a piece. I got one of the hardest chains in the whole rap game right now. I'm not wearing it right now. I'm in my gym clothes. But yeah, fucking, that's my most prized possession. And as far as like all the toys and bikes and all that stuff, like when I first moved, my parents moved in 1991, and
Mhm.
I lost a lot of my toys from the 80s because we put everything out to the curb that we weren't bringing. And my parents were like, oh, you're not going to need this.
Mhm.
So all the shit now that came out like 91, like shit like 90, 91, like I still got like the old Hasbro WWFs and shit, some of my GI Joes, mostly wrestling stuff, a lot of wrestling stuff. But I just kept them because it wasn't worth throwing away. It shit was too dope to throw away. You know what I'm saying?
So
It just stayed in an attic and collected dust. But I wasn't just going to throw it away
so
because I
so
learned the
so
first time when my parents moved, when I threw away all my He-Mans, that you can't get that shit back. You know what I'm saying? They only
right.
make that the originals only come one time. It's like the champion jerseys we rocked in the mid '90s. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like that shit never came back again. And the shit's never been dope as that era of jerseys when that was the champions. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to go
yeah,
back to wrestling because how how close are is the wrestling culture and the hip hop culture in your mind? Because I see it being almost parallel.
since I was a little kid, I always put them together. And know what the other third part is to this? It's a trio of things that are all together. I don't want to say it because somebody might bite my next move. But the other thing is comic books. Comic books,
Yes.
professional wrestling, and hip hop are brothers. Straight up. You're a characters all telling a story. This is real life. Some of them it is, some of it isn't. But you can be a character like Kool Keith is characters. He's a comic book. Black Elvis is a comic book character. Doctor Octagon, Kool Keith's other monikers, that's
Mhm.
another character, just like a comic book character is, and just like a WWE wrestler, that's a live comic book. That's a human comic book show. You know what I'm saying? With storylines and shit like that. And so is hip hop if hip hop's done correctly. When hip hop's done correctly, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of whack shit try to take the game out. But, I think, like I said, we're getting rid of the fakers. And, you're seeing it now. With West Side Gun putting rap and wrestling together, and it comes together so good. It's
Mhm.
almost like it was meant to be. I've always viewed it that way. Always.
I
And I
mean,
was into all three growing up.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, if you want to give a perfect example, Czarface.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
they put out a collection of albums, and it's pretty dope. And it's a group of MCs just getting together, and and it's based off of the comic book. So,
Really?
do you have any? Do you have any prize? Do you have anything that you could show us right now? You ain't got. Don't show us everything, but do you got anything that you could show us right now?
Right now, and within 1 second, hopefully my phone doesn't die because I got to take my phone off the charger to do it. But right here, within 5 seconds of you asking, we got Scary Sherry, Sensational
Okay.
Queen Sherry. We got Zeus. You remember him from 1989, No Holds Barred.
Yep.
We got Rip from No Holds Barred. And we got the lovely Miss Elizabeth, who I actually have a medallion of. That's just right here off the rip. What else we got right over here? I got an autograph. Zack Ryder, who now goes by Matt Cardona in the Independence autograph.
Okay.
And I got a Chris Jericho. It's just sitting right here. Now, my phone's gonna die if I go down in the basement.
No. Yeah. We don't want to die. Yeah, because we're gonna wrap up, bro.
Rip, I got that just right off the rip sitting next to me in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got all kinds of shit. I got all kinds of autograph wrestling shit. I got a picture in my living room of Zeus kicking Hulk Hogan in the face, autographed by Zeus. You know what I'm saying? Right in my living room.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You're really invested in that, man. Yeah, that's definitely a good look, man. Shout out to my brother Eric, because my brother loves wrestling, and you know what? And I wish that he was here because he could actually co-sign. Not saying I don't believe you, but he can actually co-sign on what you're saying right now. Because like back in the 80s, I was into wrestling, but then once I got a little bit older, I was like, nah, I'm not really into wrestling. But it just made a huge resurgence, and it's probably one of the biggest entertainment sports out there right now as we speak. My last question, I like to ask this to our artists. One name association. When I say Bars Murre, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
When you say Bars Murre, what comes into my mind? My rap career.
Has to be one word to sum it all up.
Okay, it has to be one word. I think of work, because it's been a fucking grind, bro. It's just work. Work. Yeah, work.
I like that.
I could be doing something different. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing something different, but I gotta be myself, dog. When I die, I wanted people to know who I really am. You know, it's not just do some 9 to 5 where you never put your soul out there. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Hey, how can people get in contact with you? How can people keep up with Bars Murre? So give out all your social media handles right now.
All one word. It's BarsMurre. So it looks like Bars Murre, but it's pronounced Bars Murre. BarsMurre on all socials.
That's what's up. Hey, do you have any advice for any rapper, like you whether it be old or older MC or a newer MC? Do you have any advice to give them for this?
Be yourself, and then we'll decide if you belong here.
I love that. And look, Bars Murre, look. I first, my radio show started in 2010. I reached out to you, and it's nothing but love. You've been on the radio show a couple times. Anything that if I saw a song that you're posting online, I say, hey, yo, Bars, can you send me that? And you're like, yeah, no problem, Phil. I mean, you sent me albums, you sent me video, like you name it, you sent it right off the bat. And oh, you still there?
Yeah. The phone cut out, but I'm here.
Okay. So like I was saying, you sent me everything with no problem. And so I just want to congratulate you for all your success and everything coming up in the near future.
It's your boy Bars Murre, aka Husky Marinara. You're now watching my new video, New Raw, Black Soprano Family Records. You heard me?
Life to the concrete. I turn it on and grab the mic by the jaw meat. I left a mark if somebody said they saw me. Husky Marinera's what they call me. The river line is all mine. Barcelona 500,000 of the 609. Right over the bridge, South Jersey side. Know the water or get caught up in my rip tide. Let them sink 'em, make 'em swim. Hook 'em, then I cook 'em. I'm about to reel 'em in. Put them on a plate, share it with my friends. Everybody ate, so y'all can go to bed. Only way to make cash is what I take. Getting kicked across the state, I never took a break. Never fuck with fake, move and shake until it's late. Matter of fact, it's early, my pocket's big and burly.
Motherfucker! Motherfucker! Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker!
Try it before you buy it, that's that new raw. I wanna get you right, but you move wrong. My music bang your head like you too tall. You can rap, but in the street, you's a goofball. I'm the class clown that run the town. Check the tracking, move pounds on every ground. Been from the bars, I'm slapping humans all around. Nobody told you cause it really hurts them deep down. I've been getting money, I don't gotta rob. I'm famous motherfucker, I don't got a job. Putting points on the board if you throw the lob. BSF motherfucker signed to the mob. The jewels hidden by the ammo. I'm from the 80s, I used to play Rambo. Where you going? Somebody call Akbar. I'm by myself and I'm headed to the Akbar.